In Hinduism, rituals or sanskars are milestones in a person's life and hold sacred importance. It is believed that sanskars purify the soul and cleanse sins not only from the mortal body but also from the immortal soul. Literally, sanskar means culture, which in Sanskrit means making perfect or refining. The sanskaras, as preached through Vedas, inculcate in a person through the karma of their life. The karmas subconsciously leave impressions in people's minds, which build their characteristic behavior and perception of the world. This insight brings them stability, calmness, and inner peace. As one fails to decide which way to proceed in life, he relies on the sanskaras to provide guidance. The Vedic scriptures identify 40 sanskaras. The 16 major sanskaras, known as the shodasha sanskara, are the most pious ones. In Hinduism, every aspect of life is sacred, and before the auspicious beginning of any activity, there is a worship or a sanskara. This celebration of the rites of passage of a man to different levels or stages of life, from conception to cremation, form the sanskara. The first three sanskara are the prenatal sanskara, done when the child is in the mother's womb. They are Garbhadhan sanskar, Punsavan sanskar, and Simantoyantran sanskar, sometimes also called as Simantonayana sanskar. Garbhadhan, the ceremony of conception. As the name suggests, Garbhadhan is bestowing of wealth into the Garbha, which means the mother's womb. In other words, Garbhadhan means gifting the womb. This sanskara is performed after the couple is united in the holy matrimony. It is the first known rite of a human and begins before conception. Earlier, the main principle of marriage was to forward the lineage. Therefore, it was considered important for a newly married couple to cleanse their mind and soul of any negative thoughts to prevent the resulting of problems during the conception of a child. This sanskar aims at bringing harmony between the newlyweds who resolve to treat each other with respect and love. Pumasavan sanskar. Pumasavan is a ritual conducted in or after the third month of pregnancy and usually before the fetus starts moving inside the womb. The ceremony celebrates the rite of the passage of the developing fetus. Logically, when the pregnancy begins to show at the beginning of the trimester, the mother and the child must be given food and essential herbs. This helps in the proper development of the fetus and reduces the risks associated with childbirth. Simantonayana sanskar. Simantonayana is usually performed in the 5th or the 7th month of pregnancy, where the husband parts the hair of his wife. This ceremony is performed for the health and long life of the mother and the child in the womb. This sanskar is similar to the modern baby showers, where the relatives of the couple give sweets, savories, and items that the child might need after its birth. After these 3 sanskaras, the next 6 sanskaras are done during the childhood of a person. They are Jatakarma sanskar, Namkaran sanskar, Nishkarma sanskar, Annaprashana sanskar, Chudakarma sanskar, and Karnaveda sanskar. Jatakarma sanskar. This sanskar identifies the bonding between the father and the baby after its birth. According to the scriptures, the father performs this sanskar before cutting off the umbilical cord of the newborn child from that of the mother. Following the tradition of the Jatakarma sanskar, the father welcomes the baby by touching the baby's feet by honey and ghee. Namkaran sanskar. The ancient Vedic ceremony of naming a child is usually done on the 11th or 12th day after birth. On this day, the parents announce the formal name of the child, which is decided as per traditional ways of naming. The Namkarana ceremony takes place in the presence of family members and relatives to give an identity to the newborn. Nishkramana Sanskar. The literal meaning of Nishkramana is going out or coming forth. In the 4th month of the baby's birth, parents take the baby out of the home, generally to a nearby temple. The baby formally meets the world for the first time. Impressions in the child's mind are formed based on what it sees and hears in the world. This ritual marks the beginning of the baby's mental growth. Annaprashan Sanskar. Annaprashan Sanskar is performed in the 6th month or when there is visible growth of the first teeth. It marks the first time a baby eats solid food, typically containing cooked rice. Until now, the baby was nourished only through breast milk. This ceremony is done to bring good health, radiance, and physical strength to the child. Chuda Karna Sanskar. Also known as Mundan Sanskar, it marks the child's first haircut. This sanskar represents a new phase of life where the baby's hair is cut and the nails are trimmed, symbolizing cleansing, renewal, and new growth. Scientifically, the hair on the head gives us protection from different harmful elements in the environment apart from enhancing our appearance. The new hair that grows is strong and clean, explaining the purpose of the sanskar. Karnaveda Sanskar. Karnaveda translates to ear piercing. This sanskar also has a scientific explanation. Earlobes have an important acupressure point. Through intensive research, many neurologists have shown the link between earlobes and the hemispheres of the brain. Piercing ears, therefore, helps in developing intelligence and enhancing immunity against respiratory infections and also from other diseases. The 10th to 14th sanskar of one's life happens during the child's educational period. They are Vidyarambha, Upanayana, Praishartha, Keshanta, and Samavartana. Vidyarambha Sanskar. Usually performed at the age of 5, it is a ritual that celebrates the child's former venture to learn the means of knowledge. In the Vedic tradition, Saraswati is the goddess of learning and knowledge. In the Vidyarambha ceremony, she is worshipped to seek blessings for the child. According to Guru Shishya Parampara, the student would learn the Vedas, living with the Guru as a part of his family and living a disciplined life with a steadfast focus on acquiring knowledge and gaining wisdom. Upanayana Sanskar. Upanayana Sanskar is regarded as the supreme sanskar as it recognizes the importance of the intellectual and mental development of a child. Upa means close and Nayana means to bring. Hence, Upanayana literally means to bring closer to the Guru or divine. Incidentally, Upanayana was also performed for girls but was discontinued a few centuries ago due to social norms. Praishartha Sanskar. Praishartha Sanskar is also known as Vedarambha Sanskar. Vedarambha means beginning of learning of Vedas. While Upanayana Sanskar marked the beginning of education, Vedarambha refers to the initiation of Vedic study. In this sanskar, each student, according to his lineage or interest, masters one of the Vedas. Keshanta or Ritu Shuddhi Sanskar. Kesh means hair and Anta means the end. This sanskar involves the first shaving of the beard by the student when he attains maturity, typically with the growth of a small amount of hair on the boy's face. Similarly, for girls, the Ritu Shuddhi ceremony is performed when she starts her menses for the first time. The sanskar marks the significant transition from childhood to adulthood. At this juncture of life, the student recognizes and acknowledges the changes that have occurred both physically and psychologically. Samavartana Sanskar. Samavartana means returning home from the house of the Acharya. Earlier, when the Gurukul system of education was a norm, the student left his guru and gurukul on the completion of his studies. This departure was known as Samavartana Sanskar. It symbolized that the student is now ready to move on to the next stage of life. The last two sanskaras are related to the marriage and death of a person. Vivaha Sanskar. The most important of all of these sanskars in Hinduism is the Vivaha Sanskar, meaning the wedding of a person. The wedding rites and ceremonies generally started with the engagement of a couple and end with the Pravasya Homam. The colorful celebrations extended for several days, even thousands of years ago. Antyeshti Sanskar. Antyeshti Sanskar is the final sanskar in the Hindu's life and is performed by the relatives after the death of a person. According to the Hindu scriptures and Bhagavad Gita, the human soul takes another form after leaving the old body. The final rituals are performed meticulously with the help of Brahmins and priests. After mourning for 10 days, a purification ceremony takes place on the 11th day. On the 13th day, there is a feast to indicate that the soul has crossed over and finally reached its resting place. Although these 16 sanskaras are of great significance, in the modern times only 4 of these sanskaras are popularly followed. They are the Jatakarma Sanskar, Upanayat Sanskar, Vivaha Sanskar, and Antyeshti Sanskar.